Recording?
I am now, yeah.
I said I'd take a quadruple transsexual at this point.
I think you said you'd take a quadruple transvestite or something.
Uh, Same shit. I mean, whatever, Cock,
Imagine a guy with three
pretty looking
dicks.
makeup. They look like a chick. The next thing you know, you got a 10-inch dick in you.
Imagine they had like two dicks, like two dicks on the side and then the hole in the
Dude,
middle.
I saw this one porn. It was a two-dick dude,
Oh.
and there's like only one porn out there with this shit. It was a trip. I don't know how he puts on jeans.
And it's like and it's like the guy's like got this
They're
big,
both big too, by the
yeah,
way.
two left and right dicks, but then a pussy.
Dude, they're both like 8 inches.
But then a pussy. And then it's like, so then a guy
Well, okay,
bangs the
yeah,
pussy.
yeah. Oh, now you're talking about
And then
language.
jacks the dicks off with his hands while he's banging the pussy. Like, that's amazing.
I heard you need specialty like cleaning equipment for aka Q-tip for the fucking when you're hermaphrodite.
Oh, probably to get in there. What the fuck?
It's just a little, you fall down and you get back up. Right, Mike?
What just happened? Did you just fall over?
No, the mic fell over.
Oh my god, I didn't have you on video.
He's
so.
a sturdy cunt, that one.
How sick is it that I immediately just thought, oh, we're not on video to see you fall? Like, oh, you didn't fall?
You're not watching me?
No, I can see you now, but we're not on video, like recorded on video.
Oh, then I should just turn my video off then.
I guess you could, although, but you're
Well,
hot.
I mean, save the bandwidth, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh my god, what a day. I took melatonin a few minutes ago too, so like at some point in this, yeah, I'm gonna start fading away like in the fucking
You
oblivion.
fucking pussy. I need like Seroquel 3 Valium and a fucking Xanax to put me to sleep. Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for me. I need like that stuff to
I miss,
be...
dude. I was at that point though. Like I've gotten myself to that point where I could take like, I'd start with like 10 milligrams melatonin, work my way down to 5, work my way down to 2.5, work my way down to 1. I'm way beyond that now though. It's like fuck.
I'm at 3.
You taking 3?
Yeah, I was taking 10, now I take 3, but here's the thing. Even when I take 3, the problem isn't that it works to put me to sleep. The problem is getting up. The stuff knocks me out like forever.
Yeah, it can. I liked it because what I noticed about it was that I would get up at the same time every day. It would set my circadian clock correctly. Are you recording? Which I liked. But you know what? It's funny. Like there's I forget his fucking name, but he seems to know his shit about sleep. He was on Joe Rogan and shit. He was saying melatonin's basically a placebo. The only time that it basically does anything for you scientifically is if you have flown to another place in the world where your clock is fucked up. And he said in that case it will help you out. But if you're just like in your normal zone all the time, he said it's basically a placebo, and if it's working for you, you keep taking it. Otherwise, it really doesn't do shit. But I'm like, whatever. I've experienced it doing plenty, so...
Yeah, it works on me. I didn't think it was ever gonna work. I've taken things like, I'm like, yeah, whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm drinking it. It's like supposed to make you sleepy, and I'm like, sure it will.
Oh, you take a drink of it?
No, I used to. It started with that neuro drink I was taking.
Oh, I remember that.
And it worked. I would like fall asleep and get really tired, and I was like, wow.
I mean, I definitely have been at that, like, I was in a different place in my life, though, where things were a little more manageable. I'm in way too much pain and stress and shit now for anything like that to work. But because I'm so, like, I get amped up the more the nighttime comes. Like, the closer it gets to 10, 11, 12, I'm like, fuck, I have to wake up to this nightmare again. So it, like, amps me up and makes me not want to go to sleep because I don't want to wake up. So, like, if I didn't have that, like, going on so bad, I'd probably be able to go back to melatonin. But now I'm like on a quarter huge bottle of whiskey and fucking Valium, Xanax, the whole works, and it's still, I have to hope that it puts me out.
Yeah.
You know what I need is Thorazine. You ever heard of that? You ever had some of that?
What the hell is that? No.
I had that. By my second time in the psych ward, I knew the ropes. Like, you got 3 days in there, right? So if you want to sleep through a day and a half of it, you just, like, you act crazy and you say, give me fucking Thorazine, Next thing you know, it's a day and a half later and they're serving you, like, peas and fucking overcooked chicken. And you're halfway through your stint. you know?
What are you talking about? Like in the hospital? What do you mean?
Yeah, like in the psych ward. Thorazine
Oh,
will
okay.
fucking
Well,
knock
I
you
wouldn't
out.
know.
Like, it's like for somebody who's like combative or like out of their mind for a minute. It's an old school psych drug.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't know
That
about
shit will
that.
knock you out within seconds, and you won't wake up for 2 days. Put it that way.
That's like a tranquilizer or something.
Beyond that, yeah. I mean, they can give other things for tranquilizers. This is like this will knock down a monster. Yeah.
Big monstrous whore.
I can be one.
Were you on the show the other day when I was playing Tommy's messages where he was like, "Don't."
Yeah.
I
think I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't done that
So
show.
I was saying like, which obviously Tommy, fucking autism. Wouldn't. No, I'm just fucking around, Tommy. But Tommy doesn't like give a shit about like, oh, does this make sense? Does that make sense? Nah, I'm feeling this right now. I'm gonna say it. So he wasn't even thinking about like, oh, I got Joe locked down for a time. I don't want to fuck this up. If anything, I'll bring this up later. No, I'm gonna bring it up right now, right before we go on. Piss Joe off, and we're not gonna do his show.
Oh my god.
It was perfect. Yeah.
It was so funny how I was like, "Yeah, man, let's go record it." Good.
You were ready to go. I could hear it in your voice. Like, it's rare that you get that, like, where you're able to have the time to be like, yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah, or I'm like reaching out to him like, "Hey, want to whatever," and then he was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll be on." I'm like, "All right, cool," and it's like there I am, like, "Oh yeah."
Do my favorite. You're like, yeah, no, you know what? Let's just do it another day.
I couldn't do it, man. The whole thing would just be me yelling at him, like, or whatever.
Well, because I remember, what did you say back to him? Like, slob. It's slob. Not
Yeah.
What was he saying it was?
For the second time, he was like, you're not gonna be calling me sloppy or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Sloppy. And you're like, yeah, it's slob, you idiot.
I yelled it like, slob.
Okay, yeah, because as soon as you said that, it like clicked in my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he calls him.
Oh my god. Yeah, me and JB.
Did you
were
guys
like,
end up doing it honestly, or?
No, we're like, let's not have him on at all. So I was like, all right.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, you said he was exiled.
I'm like, I'm exiling
Yeah,
him.
but you know what? At the end of your show, you fucking said we're gonna do. We got this coming on Patreon, that coming on Patreon, and we got honestly with me and Tommy. So you went
not
back.
now, not right now. We're gonna wait.
Oh, all right.
We're gonna freeze him out for a little bit because without the community here, he's got no content. I mean, he's got no whatever. He comes over to these shows to stay relevant. If he didn't have, if you know what I mean, like if this wasn't going on, like nobody would be watching.
Well, he made the mistake. I think even I would have made, like being very new to all this YouTube. Like I have like 99 subs, and they're all like from your show anyway. And I don't put nothing up, but like if I had all of a sudden I had over 100,000 subs. Like, you start thinking for a minute, like, oh, they're all watching me. It's like, no, you have to keep something up. Like, you're not on Reddit every day with this huge story. You have to keep these audience members, like, engaged.
Yeah, a lot of those people are dead channels because they were kids who came over from the league.
There's probably 10 to 20,000 if he's lucky out of the 100. Maybe not even that.
Well, right? There's probably, but he only has an active audience of, I would say, about 1,000 active people.
I used to watch it.
I probably have 3,000
posts now, but
I probably only got about 3,000 or 4,000 active people myself.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people like when SummerSlam comes around or WrestleMania, then you'll see all of a sudden a whole bunch of people you haven't seen for a while pop in or some shit.
Yeah, especially with wrestling now because those old school people like didn't just leave; they like left wrestling.
No, yeah. And if they hear something big going on, like I'm surprised like a bunch of them didn't come back for the CM Punk video you did.
I don't think as many people care about that as we think, If he'd come back on Raw, then yeah.
See, I don't give a shit either way, but when I heard you break it down, I'm like, oh, he's not actually on WWE programming, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it's like
he's making his money, but it's not going to serve the audience for shit.
Yeah, he came out on a show made by Fox that's WWE, but it's like not really WWE.
I kind of like that though. He gave Vince the finger.
Yeah, he still said no to Vince.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that. So if he ever comes back, that's going to be an endearing quality where we're like, he fucking, he does give the finger to fucking Vince and WWE
He
and all
said
that
no to
stuff.
goddamn AEW too. They offered him. It came out today how much they offered him, a big amount, and he said no.
Maybe I'm sure it wasn't the amount he's looking for.
I gotta look it up again, but I'm sure it was.
I know everyone talks about, oh, that guy has a lot of money running AEW, and I'm like, yeah, but he's not going to pay people what Vince is paying his top stars. Like Brock Lesnar couldn't go over there and get the same money.
Well, I know that Jericho has the biggest contract he's ever had in his life. He says so.
But Jericho strikes me as somebody who
I'd say that
he'd be happy making good money, but more importantly, enjoying his work and being able to be in control of his craft.
Yeah, he is. But he also says that this is the largest contract he's ever had.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
That can
That's
be.
that's big. I didn't know that. Wow.
I'm sure it is too for him to go over there exclusively. But
So who's making as much money as him over there?
nobody,
Moxley?
nobody.
Nobody?
At least that's what I understood. We don't really
Because
know.
I would think, who's the next top star?
Probably
Ambrose?
it's like Cody Rhodes, probably Cody, and then
Okay,
Moxley.
Cody Rhodes. Yeah, because he's kind of running things a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably him next.
But he's definitely making more because he wasn't making shit for WWE. I'm sure. At least
So,
Jericho was a made guy, you know.
Yeah, Cody was probably making like 300,000, 400,000.
He's fucking Stardust, you know.
Yeah. He's probably making 400,000 when he left, or 300,000, something like that. Maybe 200, 300. I don't know.
Do you know the numbers on what Jericho's bringing in over there?
I'd assume that WWE offered Jericho somewhere between like 1 to 5 million. So I'm assuming over at AEW he's making like 6 million to 8 million or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be I mean, I'd hope so. I mean, shit.
I don't know if that's the case, but I mean, it's got to be something crazy. Like, it's probably a 2-year deal. I think it is a 2-year deal. So I think it's probably a 2-year deal for like 5 to 6 million, which would make sense because WWE probably offered Jericho 2 million, but Jericho left without even having a bidding war. There was no bidding war for Jericho. Like Vince. He knew what Vince wanted to pay him already. Like, oh yeah, we'll pay you 2 million.
Well, and he also probably knew, like, if he stayed in WWE, even if let's say the money was even more, he wouldn't have been happy with what they would want him to do, probably.
Right. And then they probably offered him,
lower.
You said, more than that, and then he probably just immediately went like, well, I want to be there anyway, so wow, they just offered me like 3 million more, and this would be really cool. I want to be part of this.
So there's no like even.
There would have been a bidding war now, but then there wasn't.
I was gonna say, is there even estimates out there to what he might be making?
No, but I'm going by the fact that he said it's his biggest contract ever, and
that's big enough. Like, yeah, that's big enough to make you go, oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure his biggest. I don't know what his biggest thing is really in WWE, but from 100%. But what I understood was, I don't think he ever made more than $3 million on a contract in WWE.
A year or per 2 year?
No, yeah, he definitely didn't make $3 million a year.
Jesus, I feel like someone like him should. I mean, Brock Lesnar's probably goddamn making 3 times that for whatever little appearances he makes. It's like 100,000 for like just an appearance. I don't know. Maybe he's not making that much.
He wasn't, because I mean, even right now, Jericho's listed at being, and his worth is about $18 million. And that's with TV shows.
Oh, that's with Fozzy and everything, right?
Yeah, podcasts, TV shows, Fozzy, WWE.
That's not bad. Good for him.
That's pretty good, yeah. But I mean, that's definitely like, I don't know.
Well, I could see them paying someone like Cena or fucking Lesnar more. Even Ronda, I could see them paying more money.
Well,
because of the name she brings or whatever.
I don't. Yeah, maybe Ronda's close. I don't think so though. I think Ronda got like $1 million or $2 million.
Well, then she just really wanted to do wrestling.
Yeah, I think they might have given Ronda $2 million, but I don't know.
Because if she wanted to bid for higher, she probably could have got it.
I'm sure in the day, Jericho was kind of underpaid. Probably he was probably making $800,000.
Well, back in the day, I mean, I don't know when it exactly started, but back in the day, he probably had a little more creative license,
Probably a little bit, yeah.
I mean, out of everybody, I would think I would hope that people like him even though there's a lot of writers and shit, I would hope someone like him would be able to say, you know what, no, we're gonna do it this way. You know.
Yeah, or I got to do it this way. It's
Who
gotta
knows?
be
I
this
mean,
way.
maybe not, but I would think someone like him would have the clout to do that. You know.
Yeah, I think he does have more of that now, but I think also the stories are controlled more now than ever. So it's like one of those things where it's probably the same as it ever was.
Well, yeah, and after what I've heard of him say in his podcasts and stuff, like I don't know if there's him going back to WWE ever.
Relic in the chat says he has to ask you not to trigger him. Well, the weird thing is,
where are we live at? In fucking Patreon?
yeah, I just went live. What up, Triple M and Y Society and
Fucking help in there.
McAdoo and yeah, we're just doing After Dark. It's late here. I'm on melatonin, so I'm all fucked up right now.
I'm on like, goddamn, I don't know how many. This is what I usually make a triple. Or I heard everyone talking about how they make their drinks the other day. It's like,
Yeah,
I fill a glass up with ice, 3/4 Jack, and then just put a little Coke on top. And I'm on my third, so we're good.
damn.
That's like a nine deal.
Yeah, it's like one of those things like where I gotta be up with the kids. So like around like last couple nights I've been staying up too late. So tonight I was like, well, I gotta be asleep by 3. So it's like at 1 o'clock on the dot. I took a melatonin and I'm like, all right, well, I'll be out. You know, by like around 2, I'll be out. So I was like, all right, perfect. So, you know, we may stay on here a little bit longer than that. So you'll get to find out how weird it gets.
Hey, I'm digging it. I want a sort of sleepy, drowsy Joe to take advantage of. You know.
Just while I'm sleeping, you just stuff it in my face.
I'll start off gentle, like so you think it's a dream. You know, like I'll just start like licking your chode.
Yeah, there was a guy who used to sleep over my house that did that. When we were like 13.
What?
He'd be like...
What's this guy's name?
You'd wake up with him like on top of you. He'd be like, what are you doing?
I feel like I would have heard this story before.
Yeah, he'd be like, what are you doing, man? He'd be like riding you.
So you would have liked it, though. That's why I don't believe it's true.
That's not true, yeah.
Yeah. If it was, we would have heard.
We would have heard about it, yeah. Oh, man, what happened? Skype sounds weird. It sounds like you just muted it. I think you muted yourself or your mic broke or something.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah. I did that because I was putting up the stream. I didn't want it to, like, interfere.
Oh, okay. It's back now. I will eat you out. Tommy's nudes make me want to die.
So, like, love that.
Imagine a guy just garbling on your grundle.
Guy, girl, Gil. I don't give a shit.
Gil. Holy shit.
I'm about to work on a 4th here in a minute. Fuck it. I'm down to my last Sheila.
Wow.
Hey, there's only 4 likes, you cocksuckers. There's 8 of you. There should be 4 more likes. And let me refresh this so I don't look like a prick.
Well, it's 2 a.m. I mean, everybody's like, what?
Yeah, fuck them. And 4 more likes, you fuck faces.
Yeah, you better like my dick.
So Triple M says, keep Tommy off the show, please. You know, I don't know, man. A lot of people dig Tommy. I dig Tommy. We all dig Tommy. I think he just needs a little spanking.
Yeah.
You know? Like just bap, 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 bap. Fucking, don't you dare fucking... Don't you fucking tell me what to tell you, motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Dude, I've been watching so many old, like, I mean, I'm trying to get them in order, but it's hard because you have them on, like, 3 different playlists. And, like, I've been watching the old monetize this, and it's so fucking funny when Tommy comes in. Because it, like, it's before the 100K thing. It's before he, you even get clips of us saying, like, oh, Tommy, say something mean for once, You're always so positive. And then I start thinking about all the shit he does now.
Yeah, who thought he'd start freaking out?
If you just, like, put the 2 next to each other, it'd be great.
Yeah, he was different back then, and we started learning that there was a dark side.
Dude, he held it back for, like, 3-4 years. How long? How many? I mean, he's only been going off, the last year and a half?
Yeah, he really portrayed this like great, like guy, like nice, never mad type of thing. Then it really
Everybody
all
gets
just
mad.
blew up.
Well, I mean, I dig it though, because there's sometimes he comes out with some funny lines, and also just like I just like to see people stand up for themselves. Where it's like, yeah, we're giving you shit, we love you anyway, but like we're giving you shit, give it back, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and so it's good to see him do that. I don't like when he just taps out though. I'm like, I mean, sometimes I get it. I'm like, yeah, everybody's getting a little hard on him, the chat, all of us, whatever. But I'd rather see him like just give it back to everybody, just start talking shit.
Yeah, I like when he flips out on people. I just don't like when he gets all like personal about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking cry now or something. Like, it's like Jesus.
I'll get Danny MT to fuck your faces.
Yeah.
The best things when that guy called in, he goes, yeah, when I called in last time, I realized, you know, with me being an MMA fighter and all that, it wouldn't be very good for me.
I think that guy's bipolar. He like goes from being like, yeah, I like you guys.
Well, I think
to
he
like,
just realized he was like hurting his like. If he did have any kind of chance of making any money at that stuff, he was ruining his chance by talking all that shit. I mean, what him assaulting you would be considered attempted murder, wouldn't it?
maybe, I don't know. Just his threats are weird.
It'd be assault with a deadly weapon if he started to beat up on you with his fist. I think that's what it would be.
Really?
Yeah, well, if you're an MMA fighter, if your hits could be lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you just kick him in the temple, and
I might kill him. Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah, I was gonna say you got them kicks.
At least I got the wrestling background and the karate and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know what I'd be able to do, but I mean, I could beat him. I don't think I would lose to everybody. I'm pretty surprising because I know a lot of shit. But
I used to love to go Ken Shamrock. My buddy used to try and do them roundhouses, and I would just grab his ankle and twist the fuck out of it.
right.
No shooting or no kayfabe there. It was like we were fucked up to each other. I remember he stood on my neck one time, 180 pounds, cocksucker.
See, I would have just kicked him right in the balls.
It's kind of hard when you're on the ground with a fat fuck on your neck.
Yeah,
See, we didn't know about it being like we were so young. We didn't realize like, oh, you gotta like kind of work it a little bit. It's not. No, we're gonna fuck each other up.
That was like when I went to that backyard match, and they were like, I was gonna wrestle that guy, and he was like fucking for real. But like he wasn't, like he was trying to sort of work stuff, but not really. So it was like, what are you doing? Like every time he punched me and kicked me, it was a real punch and a kick, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so you gotta have that shit like figured out between each other. Like, all right, I'm gonna lay in some fake ones, but there's gonna be one or two that you're gonna feel them. I'm gonna pop you in the mouth. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but he didn't even say that. He was just like, we're gonna.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, it sounds like he just kind of went for it and took advantage. Well, Why Society said, what's your take to both of us? What's your take on the situation with Jordan Miles, ACH? I don't know shit about any of that, so it's on you.
No, God, I really don't have one. I got rid of the video even on. I got sick.
I don't know
people.
who the fuck what ACH is that like?
It's like this black guy in WWE. They made a T-shirt, and it was like he's got this whole gimmick where he smiles. So they made a T-shirt and it with him smiling. It's like the Rocky Horror lips. But he said it was like a racist thing, like for black people. But this is after he approved it. Then he's been making rants about WWE's racist and wants to enslave.
Sounds
black
like he's
people.
not getting paid enough. He needs some Jericho money.
That's basically it. Yeah. He wants He's like, oh, they're racist, and you know, they owe me. I'm a slave, and all these things. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, that's kind of true. Everybody, whatever color you are, you're a slave if you're in WWE. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, in a way it is, but he means it in the other way. He means it in they're like they're racist. It's like, yeah, they kind of have always been, but it's not.
So like I'm
what's going on with you.
completely out of the fucking loop. Is this guy still on the roster?
Yeah, he's still on the NXT roster. There's someone claiming that he finally got fired today, but I don't know if that's true. He's just saying I quit.
Well, the reason I asked that is because I figured they're gonna fire him after all that.
I think that's what he wants.
Go to AEW. Fuck it, they might.
I don't
pay you
think
less
they'll
'cause they're
take him
black,
now.
but whatever.
No, I don't think they'll take him now.
Well, because he's black.
No, because of this weirdness. He also called Jay Lethal and Uncle Tom. He also did this in Ring of Honor too. He said they were all scumbag, corrupt assholes.
Also, he's got like a stigma.
Yeah.
Like this guy just wants to stir up shit.
Yeah, basically, it's he's an idiot. That's my opinion. Is he's an idiot.
Jay Lethal's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Where's he at now? Is he in AEW?
He's still in Ring of Honor.
All right.
Fucking guy though is like I was mine.
So like, how are they doing? Are they fucking like kind of keeping up there? Or are they fucking still kind of in the bottom barrel?
I mean, he's the one that came up with the smiling thing too. He came up with that.
There we go again.
Oh yeah. Well.
Goodbye headphones.
Goodbye hell.
Jesus Christ! Stand up like a man, you fucking.
What is happening? You ever jerked off in your bedroom while staring out the window and then realized somebody was staring at you?
One time.
Oh God, I'd love to do that.
I pretended he wasn't there though. I just kept going.
Yeah, I'd just do it. And then I'd go over to his house and try to shake his hand.
I looked him right in the eyes though.
And start smiling like really widely.
Yeah, just look at him real fucking like wide-eyed, just don't blink either. And just fucking
just
don't come either.
Intense.
Don't give him any fucking clues.
Oh my God. No, I don't know either. You just shoot it all over the window.
I could do it. I have totally like if you edge enough, about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
It'll get lost somewhere across the room. You'll shoot it over your shoulder. It'll be gone. Like I've aimed at people, and well, usually I hit them, but a couple times, fucking, it's just.
Ugh.
And then the second, third, and fourth splat gets them. But you try and cover face to toes all the way down. That's the whole point. Yeah, you want to cover every inch.
I'm laughing at the fucking gif of Jake. Have you seen the gif of Jake where it says "Stay sexy" and he's eating the banana?
I've seen the banana bit, but I have not seen the gif.
Oh my God, it's just so funny. I sent Bailey a video of me like sucking a banana off and going like, oh, and I knew it was gonna end up on his show or on Twitter or whatever. But yeah, it's on Twitter like immediately now. And so below that, somebody put the banana gif of Jake. And honestly, the banana gif is what made me think, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna send Bailey? And I was like, I'm gonna suck a banana off. And I don't know, that gif is just killing me, dude.
Well, you should fucking show it.
The banana gif?
All I see is this weird strobe shit that's making me want to go to a rave.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to go to a rave and penetrate someone involuntarily.
Never been to one. I'd like to go to one.
Yeah.
Thing is, like, I was told that, it'd be a little hard for me to fucking, like... it's hard for me to go to, like, 2-3 day festivals anymore. It's like, fuck. Wears me out going to a 2-hour concert.
I was at a show in Boston once where, because it reminded me of raves, because raves, like, sometimes, like... I mean, yeah, sometimes there's creepy guys out there that, like, hit on girls and then, like molest them and stuff. But, like, because they're on drugs, so the guy can get away with, like, touching them and stuff. But, like, and maybe the girl doesn't even know what's going on. But in my case, it's the other way. It's like, I was at a rave once, and, like, twice in the night, I had a different girl kind of rub all over me, like basically, like, fuck me on the right now. Like, slide it into my pussy. One girl said to slide it into her.
Nice.
Like, while we're in the rave. And I'm like, whoa. But so I'm at this concert a while back, and this girl just fucking started, like, grabbing my face and, like, kissing me. Like made out my face.
I gotta go to raves.
This wasn't a rave, but it was like a concert.
Oh,
but it was
right.
like, what are you doing?
Was this like a club or?
No, it was like a Boston music nightclub bar.
She was just fucking a whore.
Something like she was. I was.
Well, what did you do after that?
All right. Well, I was at the show, and I'm there by myself, and I'm in the front row, partying, having a good time. The band's playing, head banging. I'm going crazy because I'm drunk, so I'm like really having a good. Not drunk, but I'm like pretty buzzed up. And and she was hot too, like this redheaded girl. And she had her dyed hair red though, like like red, like she dyed her hair red.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but it was like she grabbed me. She grabbed me. Like if I did this, it would be like rape. She grabbed me and like
redheads don't count. It's never rape when it's a redhead.
I didn't know I don't know what was going on because like I hadn't said anything to this girl. I have no idea who she is. Like I noticed she like came out of nowhere and started standing next to me, but she grabbed my face and stuffed it into her face and was like, la, la, la. And I was like, I just kind of stared at her, and then after she did that, she was like, yeah. And I was like, is this girl just fucked up or something?
I don't know, but I like redheads.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after that, I did have to like get away from her because you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I told Leah about this too. I was like, so I was at this show tonight, and this girl just grabbed my head.
Oh, this is after you guys are together.
Yeah, like it was fucked up. I was like, oh, I'm married and stuff.
I've had the same conversation, except I made somebody come.
I wasn't married, but I was. Yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck?
I'm not kidding. Me either.
Oh my god.
I just it wasn't. I didn't have to do much. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, but I felt definitely like I had to say something. Like, hey, this happened. Just want you to know.
Came. Hey,
it's part of my spiritual calling, making people come.
Yeah, it was fucked up, man, because I was like, what the fuck? And,
she pushed too fucking hard, basically.
No, like, it was like this is like I looked at her, like, first I see, you see a girl, you see someone, I'm sure, like, anybody sees anybody that's pretty good looking, you're like, wow, that person's pretty good looking, but all right. But like, you're like, all right, whatever. And I'm like, and she's partying and stuff. But then I didn't expect that. Like I didn't expect that to happen at all. Like I was like, what the fuck? And I'm there by myself, so I'm like,
I would have fingered her.
No.
Why not? You make her come on the dance floor. It's good shit.
I mean,
she falls down, starts convulsing and shit. It's like a near-death experience. I enjoy it.
Imagine diddling her on the dance floor.
Keep them hydrated, gentlemen, because you want them to squirt.
Oh man, it was so weird. I didn't know what I'm like. I gotta get out of here. But I didn't.
If you hadn't have been with Leah, what would your reaction have been?
Oh, then I might have done that. What you said. I probably actually would have definitely like partied with her, and been like.
You'd have done a Dr. Earl.
Oh, I would have gotten a hotel room nearby or something.
Oh, even better than Dr. Earl.
Yeah, I would have gotten a hotel room and.
I'm a fucking lawyer, bitch.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm like, oh, I'm here just to see the band. Yeah, I'm in whatever.
Like I'm here for the night. I'm from here and everything, but like, I'm leaving tomorrow for fucking.
Yeah. So I think we should definitely like go back to my hotel and like put on put on the band and like listen to some more of it.
Dude, the only reason I brought that up is I was listening to some of your stories on some of the old monetized listeners of you like talking about this shit. Like, yeah, I used to just go out by like it was a reverse hooker. I go out and instead of paying for the girl, I'd pay for $1,000 room, and then like the girls come for free.
Yeah, it's a reverse hooker. What the fuck? Did I really say that?
You sure did, dude. You said it's a reverse hooker.
Oh
and
my
it was
god!
Brilliant though, because like I'm imagining you had more than one person show up. You had like a party going on.
Yeah, it was weird. Man.
It was like senior trip.
I wasn't like this. I wasn't as douchey as it sounds, but it definitely was. And like,
no, it doesn't sound as douchey as it does. Kind of just sound like a mastermind of like fucking.
Mastermind of fucking.
It's good shit. Like if people are gonna fucking fall for that, like. I don't know. You must have been good at what you were doing. Otherwise, people would have been like, "Yeah, whatever, motherfucker."
Yeah, in most cases, I figured out that like I didn't need to say any of that.
Wait, did you go like? All right, so how did you dress when you pulled that shit?
Well, I didn't need to do. I figured out that I really didn't need to do this. But what happened was, it was like when I was bored, I did it. I didn't do it a ton, but it was almost like no matter what I did, like. These girls would show up. It was like no matter what I did, it was like fucking crazy.
Show up where?
Just like if I went to Like if I went to
Oh,
the
like
bar,
randomly at place.
yeah, let's say I was like wicked depressed, like, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm just fucking whatever the fuck. Like I actually, because I was miserable too. Like I was in a bad place. So like, let's say I just went to the bar and I was like, I'm just fucking miserable, whatever the fuck. I'm just gonna go get fucked up, like whatever. And maybe when I go home, I'll fucking text somebody maybe or whatever the fuck it is. And I'd go to the bar and I'd be sitting there like miserable, and I'd be like, hey, but I'm still me, so I'm still like happy and whatever. So I'd be like, oh, what's up, bartender, whatever, give me a whatever the fuck. And then the place starts filling in, people start showing up, you start noticing people around you a little bit. These like two girls and a fucking start sitting somewhere at the bar, and then you're like, I'll get a you know what, I'm gonna do a margarita. And then the next thing you know, like the girl like over there will be like, margarita, I love margaritas. And then I'd look over, just look over and be like, yeah, they're pretty cool. And then you just like, what the fuck? And then the margarita comes. And then after maybe like a few minutes or something or other, the girl wanders by you to go to the bathroom or something. But she wanders by you and then she goes, I will, can I drink a margarita? Can I drink your margarita with you? And shit like that. And you're like, what?
You son of a bitch. You're so fucking... Every time I go to, like, places, clubs or whatever, I don't know, man. It doesn't... The closest I came was I had some chick give me a massage, like, in the middle of a fucking music festival. Other than that, I go to places, and I feel like I'm, I'm the alien in the goddamn room.
See, I did feel like that, and that's how I felt originally. And Jesse, like, normally I felt like that for a while, because sometimes nothing would happen for like 4 hours. I'd be somewhere and I'd be like, oh, and
I'd always feel out of place, man. Like everybody's here just for superficial shit, and I'm here to like fucking meet people.
Yeah, you're here for a deeper thing.
And then when I would meet people, they'd be fake as fuck.
Yeah, well, it's a bar. Yeah, that's the problem.
Or a club or whatever, but it'd be like we'd be chilling like best friends all, and then next thing I'd find something out, like I'd go to take a piss and like I could hear them talking and be like, oh, they don't really want me here. Oh, fuck you guys.
That's
you
why
can keep the 6-pack. I'm out of here, you cocksuckers.
I think it's better to meet people at concerts. That's why I think it might be better for that.
Concerts are the best, man. I fucking that's my first place to take anybody.
Because there, it's like you are getting that conversation maybe about the music or about whatever. At a bar, it's like just... I mean,
well, mainly I've been to clubs.
You might find
that's
that.
where I feel most out of place. It's weird as fuck.
I've found like my buddy's aunt. You'd love her. Like you guys would have talked forever. Like she was totally the type to like, stay up. She was like the female you, or to be honest.
Oh, dude, I gotta find the female me.
Like she is like 45 or 48 now.
That's
or something.
fine.
But yeah, she was totally like.
My I think my top so far is 57.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take her all day long.
I remember thinking I did her when I was 19 or 8 or something, and she was like 30.
Nice.
But yeah, she's like a spirit, man. She's like a whole thing, like of like.
You gotta hook me up, Joe. Jesus.
I think she left my Facebook. We kind of like.
She could be married. It's fine.
She would she would still reach out to me to come hang out and stuff like that, and she was like I have to like get rid of you on my Facebook because like I need to stop talking to you.
Oh wow, it's like that, huh?
She's like, my energy for
you.
I've
had that happen a couple of times. Yeah.
She literally said, my energy for you is so strong. I need to leave you alone. Like I can't.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, definitely. I've been like told like, yeah, good thing, like we need to stop talking because this is like going too far and this, that, the other, and I'm like,
yeah,
well fuck you then.
Yeah,
well fuck you then.
I agreed. I mean, I was like, yeah, that's weird.
I didn't agree, but like I blocked the bitch.
Yeah, because I've been friends with her for years without anything like that, but she was just, I don't know, it was very weird, but she what the hell did she, yeah, but yeah, she was, it was crazy, but...
The female me, we gotta find that.
But yeah, dude, I'm telling you that this happened, I don't know what it was, I don't look like that now, that I would never happen now, But I mean,
Bullshit.
I was
It's
younger.
not about what you look like. It's about charisma.
That's it. That's definitely something. I don't know,
You gotta
man.
have a little something like, and realism, like authenticity. People fucking flock to that shit. I think that's what I was missing years ago. Was like I was there like trying to like fit in or whatever the fuck, and now I'm like, if I do go I haven't been to the club in a long time, but I bet if I went in now, I'd be so like just me that I'd attract somebody to like chill with or whatever the fuck. Because it's like the more you're just the real you, the more you I find that you find the right people.
I would have never had that confidence if it wasn't, or even the confidence I had, because when I dated
If what?
my ex-girlfriend, when I dated her, like it was like set up basically. Like everybody was telling me she likes me.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like you didn't have to work, like you didn't have to like guess at it or work at it or.
Right, like I didn't need to do anything,
You
and
didn't know if she. Yeah, it wasn't like one of those things where you're like feeling her out. Like,
I
does
didn't
she
have to
like
take
me?
a
Does
risk
she not?
really. Yeah, I knew before I had to take a risk, like, so the risk wasn't there. But
That's always nice.
but
You know.
it carried into that, like, where I I could not care and be at a bar, and 90% of the time I'd go home with someone or find someone there.
Damn it.
But if I didn't, I would go home and then I'd find people up on MySpace or whatever, and it would just someone would
Jesus.
come over. It was just, dude, it was
See,
2 years of
Same
fucking.
shit happens to me, except they're too fucking far away.
But they're too far, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can make a chick come from 24-hour flight away. But whatever.
Yeah, it was.
They're not here, so I'm like, eh.
Yeah, this was lucky enough that it was like, I'll be in a taxi in like 10 minutes, like, or whatever.
Yeah, see, that's what I need to find more of it.
That was, I mean, like, I was a miserable, like, different person at the time, but it was. But I
But
mean,
they were good times, though, right? In a sense, I mean,
Yeah, I'm lucky to have experienced that, because, like, honestly, like, dude, all it would have taken was my ex-girlfriend being like, yeah, let's get married, and, like, and that's it. Like, and
Oh, wow.
that would have never happened. Like, it would have never happened, but she went nuts, and that's a good thing. And I got to do that for 2.5 years.
and then you found Lee.
and
Yeah,
then I got
it
to meet
worked
Leah,
out.
yeah. So I got to do all this stuff and experience all these things. I feel bad for Leah, because she
Nah, man, you guys, I think it worked out perfectly because, like,
yeah, she's
I
not
don't
that
think
type
I've
of
ever
person.
seen
so.
that part of you, like, since I've known you, and you were with Leah many years before I met you, but it's like, no matter how unhappy or pissed off or whatever I've seen you, I don't think I've ever seen you in the way that you've described way back in, like, what was it, 2006, 7, 8?
Yeah, I don't think I could be there again because of kids and stuff. Like, but then, yeah, then it was like,
No, not in the same way. I mean, just that. I mean, I've seen you depressed and whatnot, but not in the state you've described. You know what I mean?
yeah, this was messed
Like,
up, man. This was like really
Yeah,
like
this was before Gavin and everything, right?
oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
even
you
when
really
I-
were like, and I could, oh man, I could see that like astrologically, like as a Cancer, like Cancers would be depressed not having a family, put it that way, and so like having a family kind of grounds you,
when I
makes you happy, you know.
dude, like the things I did, it's like I would like it's crazy. There was this one girl, like, there'd be like regular girl, there would be regular girls that I knew, from my high school, but there was this one girl who lived up the street. This girl Kathy, and she like lived up the road, and
Nice.
she would come over a lot. I got to hooking up with her a lot.
Is that a
And-
Kathy with a K?
Yeah, why?
I don't care. I was just wondering.
It's so weird. My mother with a C though.
Oh, a cunt? Dude, I'd never heard or seen your mom until recently. Like, you played that clip and then you put up the video with, like, her and, like, Leah staring at her phone.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, I'm like, oh my god, that's the mom that Joe's been describing for 7 years. Like, you better just, what is wrong with you? Just stop that.
yeah. What? I have a ball cancer. Yeah, like,
Oh, dude, that was the best. Like, I'm not gonna say that, Joe, because it's not. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That's not right.
dude, this This chick Kathy though, I would take a bottle. I would take like a bottle of fucking Puckers.
Oh, what a bitch.
I know, and then but also a bottle.
Wait,
of...
Puckers? Wait a minute. Wait, Puckers is what you mix into a drink.
No,
you telling me you would just take mixer?
I would take a bottle of Puckers and a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Okay, thank you.
And I would always like the same two every time. And
that's fine as long as there's a fucking real drink in there.
Yeah, well, the craziest thing is a lot of times I would take her like to like I would drive to some other town nearby or some like just some dark street somewhere, and we'd be loaded, and I would get loaded, like, and we'd get loaded in a car with 2 giant bottles of something, and then I would like have sex with her in this car, like. It's just, and then like it would be fun, like, and we had all these little fun jokes and stuff, and
so this was like a regular occurrence.
Yeah, then I would take her home, like.
Wait, so first it started in a car, then it go to a place.
Yeah, I just drive somewhere.
So what made this chick like different than all the rest?
I think she was similar, and I think at one point she had a boyfriend.
Oh, well, that's always. You gotta show them what they're missing.
What the fuck?
No, seriously, dude. Like, one of the first, like, most intense, like, real relationships I was ever in was one where the chick was married and, like, she needed to, after, I forget, it was 10, 15 years, whatever, she needed to get out of it. It was not a happy marriage. And, like, I was, like, that catalyst that helped her realize that. I don't know what the fuck's up with her now. I've never talked to her since. But it was, like, sometimes you got to be that catalyst to, like, I want to say, like, it's not a bad thing. It's like this person would have been terribly miserable had they stayed in that relationship. So it's like I just kind of, like, made him realize there's more out there than this fucking asshole.
Jesus.
Hey, dude, my fucking, like, my fucking Sarah, she's like, you know what, when I first saw her, like, I knew, oh, wow, like, this is it. And then I saw she was married, and then I didn't pay attention. And like a fucking month later, she's sending me all this stuff. I'm like, oh, you're divorced.
Yeah.
I guess it was like I stopped myself because of the married thing, and then I realized, like, oh, that's not a thing. Cool. But, that doesn't mean, like, just because someone's married, sometimes they're looking for a fucking way out. Just saying.
Yeah, I told this girl, I'm like, you need to get rid of this. You guys need to break up. I mean, if you're doing this is weird. But she'd have to.
Well, I mean, it's not just on her. There's a reason that she was doing it. I mean.
Well, but it's not fair to the other person who doesn't know.
But then I mean, but then again, in my situation, in my experiences, the guy doesn't want to know. He just wants to be who he is and fucking, like,
well, maybe that's
be narcissistic and use them for whatever. Yeah. And it's like no matter what they do, the guy's not.
The girls say
it.
that a lot. That's a typical thing the girls say. It's like, oh, he doesn't care.
Oh,
and they just say that
to the guys. I realized.
Well, that's different. Like, that's different. Yeah. If you talk to a guy and he's like, oh, whatever, like, well, that's weird. But if you, but I mean, I'd be furious. So.
Well. Yeah, they fucking weren't very happy about it, but they realized they were fucking up. That's the difference. Like, they actually realized, like, I need to do something differently, or this isn't going to be anymore. Like, I'm fucking not doing something right here.
No, that's definitely true that you're definitely doing something wrong, probably, but it's, but if you don't know.
Like, if somebody has to walk on eggshells constantly because of a partner, it's like, that's not a partnership.
Yeah, but if they don't know, what's going on, it's like it's still not right. Like, it's still they don't know. Like, it's.
Hey, they knew quickly.
Yeah, but it's different if you kind of know. But this girl.
The difference that kept but the guy in most cases usually isn't looking for anybody else because he's already got his control. You understand? So, like, the chick's looking for somebody who's not going to control them. The guy doesn't care to look elsewhere because he's already got his victim. He's got someone who's willing to say, I'm sorry, let me make it better, and I'll, do this, that, whatever, and then he's content in that narcissistic fucking reality. Whereas the chick is, this could happen both ways, by the way. where like somebody's looking elsewhere for like respect, you know,
Huh.
and like love, and like not like I'm just controlling you, keeping you shackled and manacled, you know.
Yeah, I think I get it.
It's a twisted gray area, but like I learned about 5 years ago that it's just the way shit works sometimes. Sometimes people don't know when to cut ties with something or someone or some whatever until something drastic happens, you know.
Yeah, that's true too. How long do people go on with stuff and they don't?
I mean, I'm that way. I have to hit. There is no rock bottom for me. I have to hit whatever feels like rock bottom in order to change something. It's just the way I am, so I understand it, you know.
Yeah, I just all that stuff that I did back then. I mean, I could do a whole, probably write a book on the whole thing. And when
We should totally write books, you and me.
I wish I could write a book. I can't. I write horribly though.
I'd help you write it. You just verbalize it because you're better with your vocally. Just
Yeah.
and then I'm better at writing. I'll fucking ghostwrite that shit.
Yeah, it'd be so crazy. Like it's, I feel like I've lived these lives like that don't exist. Like, I mean, like I really do. It's not like a thing where I'm making it up. It's like
Okay, so like out of a week or a month, how many days were you like out doing this with different people?
probably 5 to 4
In a week or a month?
in a week. Every 5 of the week, probably 5 or 4 during the week. And then
Whew.
the only reason why I wouldn't be doing it is because I was hanging out with my buddy Bobby and we were playing video games all day and night.
You were fucking his ass. All
Yeah, I
right?
was fucking him. I was trying to shower
All
with
right.
him.
Well, so like, dude, I've heard that name. That's funny.
That's my buddy.
I've heard you talk about him. Like, yeah, he never fucking texts me back anymore or whatever.
Yeah, he's all grumpy right now, and for his ex with his kid, she just got married to some guy. He's just drinking. Guy, he was drinking every night. Like I don't know what's going on with him now. He was so bad
he's
though.
all right.
Yeah, you get along with him too. You guys would also. There'd be another.
When have you heard from him last?
A couple of weeks ago, I texted him and said maybe I'll bring the kids by or something.
So y'all still got a fucking y'all.
Yeah, we still.
You guys still
Yeah.
got a fucking like rapport going and shit.
Yeah, I've known him since my mother's ex-boyfriend, the dickhead guy.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's friend.
Dude, you know who I think about when you bring up that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom's ex is the dude from Sling Blade.
Which one?
The fucking the boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
The asshole drunk. I think of him like playing in the backyard with his band.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's except for he
No,
didn't
I
have
know
a band.
it is.
But
That's why I bring it up because I've thought of that so many times. I don't know if I've ever brought it up, but that's
funny.
That's what I think of is that guy.
he was just like, it's weird because like he'd be, I don't know, man. Like he's bizarre. Like sometimes it'd be funny, but most of the times it'd just be scary. He was like,
Yeah, you've told me like there's been a couple like endearing moments. Otherwise, it just was pure hell.
yeah, it was more like trying to force the whole like you're like my new dad type thing, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? It always got ruined by something. It reminded me more like the Radio Flyer scene, like when the guy's fishing with the kids and the kid messes something up or whatever, and he just slaps the shit out of him a couple times. And he's drinking, he's like all fucked up, and then he's like, "Oh, you're okay, man. Like I'm sorry. You'll be all right." Whatever. And it was like, whoa, that was actually the nicest that guy was in that movie. But that's like what you considered good about him. And it's like, well, you shouldn't even consider that good about him.
I don't even remember anything endearing about that character.
Yeah, it's just weird, but like everything from that, like from before being 8, was very like I'm very vivid memory of everything because it seems like a different time, and also I videotaped everything back then, so like I'd watch the videos back. But like I remember just being a kid, parents great, and you don't realize how good you have it. You don't realize like I didn't realize.
No, dude, I even though we were miserable, me, my mom, and my I just like call him my dad. It's funny, we didn't call each other, son, dad. We didn't say I love you. It was just there. But like when he got and all of a sudden we took him to the ER one morning and found that he had, stage 4 colon and bone cancer. It was like, it took a while to find that out, by the way. But it made you made me realize, like, that this shit can happen. Like what the fuck,
Out of
like,
nowhere, yeah.
whether you're enjoying it or whether you're not in a good space, you're not enjoying it, shit can be just taken away from you in a second.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's the thing is
it
like
it's so fucked up.
some stuff feels like it's never going to end, but other stuff you realize like any moment, like with the neighbor, like you said about with his cancer, like it's the same thing with my neighbor when he got brain cancer. It was like out of nowhere, I got brain cancer, and then he's dead,
Jesus.
and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what?
and by the end of my stepdad passing, it was like you wanted him to pass because you've seen all the suffering, and you're like, I just want him to be at peace. But at the same time, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, what do we do now?
yeah,
You know, I mean,
yeah, man. I was
same,
like,
same kind of deal in a way. Well, definitely in a way,
you
except
didn't.
yours was more. I mean, overnight.
Mine was like, yeah, because that was really weird because I mean, yeah, sure, he had diabetes and everything, but like,
There was nothing to lead it to like, oh, he's gonna die in a few.
yeah, there was nothing like that at all. Like it was just like, and the weird thing about it is just I've told the story before, but I was laying in my parents' bed and everything was
Yeah, I
normal.
remember that.
We're watching. I think we were watching either Star Trek had been on and it was like the replay of it later, or it was something else. It was either Star Trek. I think Star Trek had been on, and then something else came on. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was like I didn't want to go back to my bed, And my mom, I was like 8, I'm an 8-year-old, and I didn't want to go
Yeah,
back to my
yeah, I
bed.
got you.
Uh, and my mom was like, "Yeah, you're going back to bed and everything." And my dad was like, "No, no, let him sleep in the bed with us. Just let him stay. Let him stay in the bed." And I heard them say that, and I was faking like I was asleep. And I was like, "Cool." So then I woke, I must have fallen asleep. And then like
Yeah.
yeah, like 3 hours later, I wake up to fucking like my mother like, "Oh, wake up! What the hell's going?
So
What the hell's going
if
on?"
I've forgotten at this point, what was the cause of death?
I guess heart attack.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's fucking. It's all scary. Like my stepdad, it was right after his birthday, got diagnosed, died 6 months later. Just as fucked up. But like, I couldn't imagine like just going to bed and the next morning they're gone. Like I can't fucking even. I mean, I can imagine, but it's like at the same time, it's like wow.
Yeah, it was really weird because it was like right after that, I was like running out to get drinks, and then the ambulance finally showed up, and then they're like wheeling him out of the house, and then
So he passed like on at your house.
I think he was kind of dead at that point, or dead in the ambulance, or in the hospital.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't really know actually, but I'm assuming
Oh
that
wow.
I'm assuming he pretty much died.
So
You
your
know,
mom must so what? So like she woke up and like realized something was wrong. Obviously.
yeah, he said something like, I feel
Oh,
lightheaded."
okay. He was conscious. So all right. So he had to have died in either the ambulance or the hospital.
Yeah, he was like, I feel like I'm lightheaded or something. And then he like
Oh.
just kind of like froze up, I think my mom said.
Did you? It's a weird question, but not really in my head. But like, did you like feel like you wanted to sleep in that same room, or did you go back to your room after?
I still slept in that room.
That makes sense. Like that's what you know. What that's what we did. Like towards the as this as he went on in that 6 month period, we were all sleeping in the same bed. Like because my mom and I knew he was gonna die. He didn't know. We didn't want to tell him because we didn't want to like kill his ability to fight it, and like so we didn't want to let him know he only had 3 to 6 months to live. Actually, the doctor said 3 years best. He made it 6 months, but it was like we stayed in the same room no matter what. It was just that kind of thing where like you don't know when your last moment will be.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it's weird. It's like waiting and knowing, but you get time with them, but then it's also kind of
The
stressful.
the minute he knew, yeah, and the minute he like, because I remember he asked me, he goes, "Why didn't you guys tell me?" He's like, "I wanted you to be able to fight." And as soon as he realized there was no hope left, he actually did one last hurrah. He had a final surgery to do something to see if it would help cut some part of him out. And then after that, it was like, yeah, give me hospice. I'm ready to go. You know, as soon as he realized what we had known ahead of time, he was like, I'm out. I've had enough. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But it's like it's a difficult thing. Like now, I wouldn't ask anyone to go through what he went through. If somebody had stage 4 cancer of any kind, I'd be like, you know, it's up to you. But like, if you're ready to go now, let's do that because I don't. There's no need for you to suffer any longer unless you're ready to go for that. We didn't know what to do at the time. It was, you know, it was my first experience with cancer, and with you have hope. You have like, oh, maybe, you know, you hear all these stories, people coming back and they have remission and they have a life or whatever. If I knowing what I know now, I would have never let him suffer that 6 months. I would have said, smoke all the cigarettes, drink all the booze you want, do whatever the fuck you want. It's time to go home, dude. You know,
yeah, yeah,
like let's have a good time with each other.
yeah. That's the
And
good.
it sucks because if because not knowing that what I know now, we basically just watched him suffer for 6 months. I would have much rather we just partied our ass, like had a good time, like took trips or whatever for 6 months, and then he passed or whatever.
Yeah,
But like it's an interesting thing. Like you don't know what to do, you know.
yeah. At least with mine, it's like with him, it's like it's over. You know, what I mean, like it just happened out of nowhere and it's over. But
Well, in a way it is, but in another way, I think of it and go, yeah, but the shock factor must have taken a while to wear off.
yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. I'm telling you, like I don't know what to say to tell everybody. Like it's
Like,
people
yeah,
know, but
the only person besides you I know personally that has had that kind of experience more than once actually was my ex. She watched her mother die in front of her, and then she watched her stepmother die in front of her
Jesus,
at a very young age. And well, she's a triple Scorpio, so therefore, it's kind of part of your it's part of your destiny when you're a Scorpio. You're meant to be around death, but it was still like one of these things where I'm like, Jesus Christ, like you have to. Not only did they die, but you had to watch it. Like,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
committed suicide, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's really ugly.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're the only other person I know that like had to. You know, my other ex, her mom had an aneurysm, but she survived it. But she was like 4 years old when it happened. So it's like it's a scary fucking thing. Something for an 8-year-old to process. It's like, you know, you may not even be able to process it.
Well, it
I
makes
think that a
me.
lot of who you are now, though, is because of it. Like you really, I think, rose to being a really awesome fucking person, and kind of, I don't know, man. In some weird fucking twisted way, I think it's because of what happened. You know,
I mean, maybe it's you know,
maybe. I mean, I don't know. There's something in me that just kind of feels that where it's like, you know, Joe wouldn't be the person he is now if it wasn't for that.
there's like edgier. The edgier side of me is definitely from like the boyfriend stuff because that was, you know, my dad was. I was the same way my mother's got that boyfriend.
Yeah.
He brought in all this new stuff, like this new vibe. Like this vibe wasn't here. You know, we're in this big house. You know, my dad made a lot of money. Like we were in a rich neighborhood, very nice life. Everything's very nice. They never fought. My parents never fought. It was
At least
always
not
like,
in front of you.
yeah, or at least not that I know of. Yeah, it was always like, yeah, honey, yes, all right, let me put this up, and okay, it's Easter time. Hey, you know, Danny, hey, buddy, like, hey, like, it was all nice, all happy, all fun. Like that's all I knew. And
Dude,
when,
I have a question I've never asked you. I know your
yeah,
mom's a Pisces. What was your dad?
um, um,
I just need a birth date.
I'm trying to remember when his month day is.
Needs a month is good, but I need date. I'm just curious. Doesn't matter though. If you can't remember, no big deal.
Um, hold
I'm gonna
on.
trip out if it was Leo though, because that's heart related or Aquarius.
Um, hold on a second. I remember it's funny. I remember the day he died and don't remember his birthday.
Well, that actually sounds very like I don't know proper. It's kind of like my mom does the same thing. Like we don't do shit for his birthday, but she always remembers the day he died. You know, whereas I'm the opposite. I think about his birthday, but I don't think about the day he died. It's weird. That was the day I got out of the psych ward, actually. They actually kept him for me until I got back home.
Yeah.
Before they bagged him up so I could see him and everything. It was a really trippy fucking time. He hung on longer because he knew I was going through heavy shit. He waited until he knew I was okay until he left. It was such a trip. Because he should have died early. He had blood going into his fucking what's that thing? Catheter bag. There was no more like urine. There was no more. It was just blood, and he just kept hanging on until he knew I was okay, and then he let go. This is such a trip.
Oh.
Triple M. My mom's been in multiple near-death car accidents this year. Jesus, I'm glad she's. I'm gonna take that as that she's still around and okay. That's crazy, bro. Hope she's not in any more, man. That's scary. I used to think about that every time my mom left the house for a while. Like when I was young, I used to worry, like, oh, this, that, the. And it's funny when my stepdad was with her, I wouldn't feel worried. I'd be like, oh, he's there, you know. And then, it's such a humbling thing. Like that used to be my safety net. Like, oh, she's gone. They went out. Like he's with her though. She's okay. And the next thing, he's the one that dies.
Oh God.
So it's kind of like that. It humbles you. It makes you realize like it doesn't really matter how strong or how like how much composure somebody keeps or whatever. You can have all the faith in the world in them, whatever. Life will fucking humble the shit out of you. I was 9. My dad took his life. He was a vet. Wish so much he could have died from something natural. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that, man. The only thing I have to say to that is like, I give it to your old man for. A lot of people have this weird stigma with suicide. They think it's a weak way to go. Like I had somebody tell me that the other day because I said, I'm ready for hospice. I'm ready to just be. I want to be out of pain. I want to be unconscious and I want to be at rest. For the first time in my life, I want to be comfortable. I've never been comfortable. I've never been out of pain. I've never been any of those things. And they said, well, that's a coward's way out. And I'm just like, fuck you. Because the way I look at it is people that commit suicide, like, they're very strong. And they choose to go out on their own terms. And to me, that's not a sign of weakness whatsoever. And if people think, oh, they didn't think about their family members, they didn't think about their kids, they didn't think about their wife, whatever. Yes, they did. And they still, it would have been worse for them to stick around in most cases and force themselves through a life that they couldn't stand, that they couldn't quite, deal with. And I don't know, man, with me, I'm sad that happened for you, man, but he went out on his own terms, I suppose, that's the way I kind of try and look at it is, even things like cancer or something natural, as you were saying, that can take away your choices. That could take away, you could die of a means that you never would have wished on your worst enemy. And I don't know how your father went, but I don't know, just the way I look at it,
If I'd electrocute my dick off. That's what I would do.
I'm not sure. I don't allow myself to go that far with how I would do it, because then I would do it. No, really, like I mean, the closest I've come to suicide is, well, a few weeks ago with the mushrooms thing. I never went into detail with what else happened that night, but
that was terrifying. Like I was like,
really
you
terrified. Don't know what else happened, but put it this way, I threw up enough to get rid of any chance of anything. But what I took, most people would have died from. But the closest I've come.
Thank God you didn't die that night, because that would have been.
Well, I've come close via slow suicide.
Because you're like, should I do mushrooms? And I'm like, all right, like, yeah. And then, like, when you weren't feeling good, all I could think about was I'm the one who told them, yeah, go ahead. So
I
if
would
you,
have done them anyway, bro. It was
yeah,
that
but
kind of
I
night.
didn't know that, so oh my god, dude, it would have
But
been.
like the closest I've come to suicide is like a slow suicide where like I don't I did I'm not hungry. I don't give a shit about drinking anything but coffee and like alcohol things to stimulate my mind. And then I'll start going with it like okay, I don't need water. I don't need food. I'm good on just pain meds, ibuprofen, fucking coffee, blah blah blah. Next thing I know, I'm up a week and a half where most people would probably die without water for that long. But I guess your body takes out the water it needs from the coffee and whatever. That's as close as I've come to suicide. Is like a slow suicide thing where you just kind of go with the flow and malnourish yourself, kind of thing. But it's never planned with me. I couldn't plan a suicide if I wanted to. It'd never go to plan.
Yeah, I told you my idea. It would be I climb to the top of my house after taking like hundreds of pills all at once, and then I would have bought several pitchforks from Home Depot.
Oh shit!
And I'd stick them into the ground below, like I mean I'm talking like 15 of these fucking things,
Fuck yeah!
pointing upwards, and
Jesus.
I'd also have a gun. And right as I was feeling like I was about to become very, very ill or sick or woozy or pass out or whatever from all these pills that I took and all these things that I took, that is the moment where I would jump off the roof and and as I jumped off the roof, I'd shoot myself in the head and then land on the pitchforks. And that way,
Okay.
I mean, I would definitely be dead. Like, I would think.
No, I like that. I didn't think you caught me off with the shooting the head thing. I thought the pitchfork thing was good, but
Yeah.
that's actually brilliant
Like,
because that way, just in case you like, because the way
right.
I always look at it is like if I shot myself in the head, I always think, oh, I'm gonna miss by like a millimeter and fucking just be brain dead and fucked up for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna be
Exactly.
dead. So
Exactly.
the pitchfork is like a insurance plan, you know.
Yeah, like, you're going to be harpooned, like, for sure.
So Michael, I can't say your last name, brother.
Keen.
But if you guys are gonna try Keen, if you're gonna try shrooms for the first time, like I said, just be yourselves, and like there's gonna be moments where like you go into your own world and you're separate from your lady, and you're going through your own shit. My best advice is don't project that onto your partner, and if you do, like talk it out honestly and like just go through it like together. Don't let it start like a fight or some shit. Because what the mushrooms always are going to do is people think it's like, oh, they're good trip or bad trip. It's usually both. You're gonna fucking feel times where you're facing demons in yourself, so to speak. You're gonna see every layer of yourself that you possibly have, every part of the spectrum, things you didn't think you were capable of or whatever in your thoughts and whatever. And I guess the best advice is to just be gentle with what you find and just enjoy, and also have sex, especially during the come down. It's wonderful.
Mm.
There you go.
Well, that makes me horny. As hell.
Oh, dude, sex on mushrooms is great. I don't think either one of us will ever forget it. It's like the masculine and feminine. We
Yeah.
were right under the full moon. It was fucking perfect.
Wow.
Fucking perfect. And we were both like watching the moon and then looking at each other and looking at the moon and just like, it's great.
Maybe I'll get Leah to get into that, like, when the kids are, like, moved out and they're, like, 20s.
Dude, you know what you do? You have the kids go to like a sleep or you guys get a hotel and you just do it. After 6 hours or so, the mushroom. That's what's great about mushrooms. They don't cross the blood-brain barrier, where like a lot of drugs, like that's why they leave you hungover or feeling like shit the next day. They have to cross the blood-brain barrier,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of work. Mushrooms or DMT or any of that, as soon as they're over, it's like you never took them.
Yeah.
You revert back to exactly how you were, and you come back with whatever information you found, but it's like you never took them. Unless you take mushrooms every day, then you go through a severe depression because of lack of serotonin. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like you and her could do them, and then like go back home the next day. It'd be like you never had them. You know.
I don't think I could get her to do them now, but I mean, like
You could do them, but you just have to focus because like you'll be like thinking of some heavy shit while you're trying to fuck.
I don't know what I would do nowadays, so I'd be afraid to do it.
That's why I recommended doing it during the come down, because during that time it's more of an emotional thing, and you're not so much in your head, and it's not like at the peak of the trip, so like you're more there, and you can feel things. And it's just if you try and do it during the peak of your trip, you're never gonna come, and you're not even gonna realize you're fucking. You're gonna be like so in another world.
Yeah.
So it's like I recommend doing it like 5.5 hours in. So, I don't know. I don't think Leah would do it either. I don't know. But then again,
I can't believe her. I can't believe that she has this weird outlook on weed now because
what take is that?
I'm telling you that, like, and you could go back to Monetize this time, and we probably recorded saying it before. Well, what happened was she wasn't drinking at the time. She was like, "Nah, I just don't feel like drinking anymore." And I had weed from my buddy.
Yeah.
And on the weekends, what happened was, I would say probably only for like 5 weeks, like 5 times in a row. But when she smoked the weed,
yeah,
she would get like mega horny.
Yeah,
like,
especially if you don't do it very often, it'll definitely bring that out.
It was. I was like, wow, this is like better than when you're drunk. Like, what is going on?
No, when you're drunk, I don't mind when we're drunk, but I don't like it as much. Cause, see, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. Part of me likes it because they last longer. Cause usually when I'm like with somebody, they come like right away, and so I'm like, I want you to fucking hold off, bitch.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, I don't know, or either that or come like, a dozen times. But like when they're drunk, they're like, they take a while. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather you take a while when you're sober, because then it's more, I don't know, there's something more natural. Like there's nothing keeping you from coming. Like you're actually holding it off yourself and edging yourself, and it's an interesting thing. But so I'm like bittersweet with the whole drunk sex thing. But I agree, dude. The weed, like especially if she doesn't smoke it often, that's a good choice.
Yeah. I'm passing out.
So you've been smoking more now lately, or what?
No, I haven't had any weed since when I first moved in here. I think the first 3 weeks. Yeah, when I moved in here, my buddy Bobby, the one we were talking about, I had visited him, and I had the weed that he gave me. I had a whole bunch of it. So,
well, you can get it delivered now, right?
I don't even know. I have no idea. I gotta go talk to my neighbor.
It's not even legal here in this town to have a dispensary.
Right.
However, we can have delivery services.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, so I'm like sitting here thinking, I don't know what you guys are, what the laws are there, but I'm assuming you know what you need to get is Weed Maps, the app.
Yeah.
And then you can look at like whoever's delivering near you, or whatever storefronts are near you, and you can actually look at all their inventory.
Wait a minute, there's an app for weed like that?
Dude, this is an old school app, Weed Maps. Check it out, because it will show you all the stuff, the inventory, everything, the prices, and then you just hit them up. Fucking text them, say I want all they're gonna ask you for is your ID and your well, it depends. Is it recreational?
What is this all legal? Like it's illegal?
Well, no. Is it recreational or strictly medical?
No, yeah, we have recreation. We have at least.
Okay, well, so like they're just gonna ask for your ID then in that case.
Yeah, there's.
And then once you send them your ID in a picture, you can order anything you want.
Yeah, we have like at least 4 or 5 recreational buildings open in this state.
No, look up Weed Maps, man. You'll be fucking surprised. I bet you there are delivery services near you.
Damn.
And they don't charge for delivery, by the way. It's like you can tip them if you want, but you don't have to. It's like you'll pay the prices you're going to pay at a dispensary.
Wow.
Except you don't have to go pick it up.
And it's and it's legal here, so it's not like it's like anything bad or anything.
No, yeah. I mean, you can have I was told here, like, I even bought an extra recommendation, doctor's rec that said I could have like 99 plants and this and that, because I was going to get into cooking it and having lots of quantity on me. And I was told, you wasted your money because it's all gone so recreational now. Medical doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, because when you go in, we all have to pay the same price for very minimum like shit. And it's like, well, I think medicinal patients, especially cancer patients, should not have to pay what recreational patients pay or recreational users pay. Like, I think that's fucked up. But I mean, because when my stepdad had cancer, one of the only things that would help him eat or get a good night's sleep was like edibles and shit, which we had to like custom order. It was like, so to make them have to pay the same prices is bullshit. You know, if you want to get high on it, you should pay more because you're just getting high.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you and Leah totally should fuck on edibles.
The other time I told her about it, I was like, "Hey, want to?" She's like, "No, I don't do that. It makes me paranoid and stuff." But the weird,
Yeah, you know what though? You know what she needs? A sativa.
but oh yeah, you're right. But you know
Get
what?
her some sativa.
But you know what happened is, dude, the last time she said that same stuff for years, we never smoked ever. Like we never ever did. And I want to say it was 2000. I think it might have been 2013 or so when we were doing this. 2014 or 15. And like I remember thinking, like, man, she always said no, that she was paranoid, and now she's sitting here smoking weed with me. This is crazy. And then she would just be like, let's like do it. Like, what the fuck?
It can depend. Like, if you're really like into it and you're really open, I don't know. It can work no matter what you smoke. But if you find, I've even found it now. I've never had this issue until recently, where like, sometimes I'll smoke and I'll be like, God, I did not want to feel this way, and it'll be because, I get it from a source that isn't dispensary or anything because they're way overpriced, and so I get a lot of indica based. Sleepy time, couch lock kind of shit. And it's like, I do better with sativa a lot of times.
Sativa is $45 for a 1/8 ounce.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait. 45? That's not too bad, man. I got people out here trying to sell it for 65. I get a goddamn half ounce for...
Blue Kush is the same amount.
What?
Blue Kush is the same amount, hybrid.
Well, sativas are normally... hybrids are good. Sativas are normally a little cheaper.
Here's Edibles Chocolate Bar Library.
Sativa is good, man. I like sativas. You don't find as many of them because they grow taller. They take longer to harvest, so therefore people like the indicas. They're short, bushy, and they turn over flower way quicker. But not everybody wants a downer high,
Right.
And like you were saying about Leah, like that's the one that'll make you paranoid. And the reason is because it has like kind of a mushroom effect where it shows you parts of yourself you're not quite comfortable with yet, and then you get paranoid. And because you're not comfortable in that skin that you're feeling, which is your own skin, but you're in your normal mind state, you're not focused on that. You're focused on your normal day-to-day, blah, blah, blah. And then when you're on some really strong, heavy weed, it takes you into other layers of yourself that you're never focused on, and it makes you paranoid. So.
Wow, I'm looking.
Get her some sativa, Joe. Fucker.
Where is this? The only thing it did, it looks like I have no deliveries available out here.
Wow. Jesus. Even in Boston, like the Boston area?
No, in the Boston area, yeah.
I would think in Boston there's got to be some.
Yeah, it looks like in Boston there is, for sure.
Well, I would look at which ones are the closest to you, even if they're like 20 minutes. I mean, I've had people deliver, like I've had people that come 35 miles to me, but they only do it certain hours of the day.
Okay, so there's two. There's one in Pittsfield, which is a ways. Then there's one in Hudson. Hudson is not bad. Hudson.
They got a good inventory.
It's weird because online.
You on Weed Maps?
Yeah, I'm on Weed Maps.
Yeah, you got to see how far they'll come or whatever, but
yeah, but you know what's weird is the place looks like a doctor's office.
They will.
It
That's
says
them legitimizing themselves.
One of them on the right, the Pittsfield one says, well, something like Temshaw Wellness in Pittsfield. and the place looks like a fucking like hospital. And then the one on the
Dude,
left says recreational cannabis dispensary. So I want recreational, right?
dude,
Because
the place I got my last med card from, it's so funny because like you go in and it's the cheesiest shit I've ever seen. You see the dude on a fucking computer screen first of all, but really first of all you go in, the clock is stuck at 4:20, like brilliant idea, and then there's a phlebotomy table.
what
Wait, is
the
that the right
fuck?
word?
Lobotomy?
No, phlebot like where you take people's blood.
Right.
And it has like that special table where you lay your arm down and shit. It has that in the waiting room. Like, oh yeah, that legitimizes this.
Yeah, right. This is crazy.
The dude doesn't give a two flying fucks. He's just like, oh yeah, you have this. All right, yeah, here you go. It made to me it made the whole thing look terrible. Like this is the reason people look down on this shit.
This looks
You should not
so
be able to go
weird.
in and say like I have a headache every like 6 months. If you have migraines, that's a different deal.
Right.
But like if you just go in complaining of like any and everything and they give it to you, I feel like that should change.
Yeah, just make it all legal at that point. Come on.
Well, that's fine, but like I mentioned earlier, it kind of fucks it up. Like I think cancer patients and stuff, chronic pain patients should get things at a cheaper rate or untaxed or something. They fucked it up by making it all recreational.
I do have CBD here I can smoke, but that's just it's just CBD. But
CBD's a bitch because you need a little bit of THC to make it truly work, and secondly, it's very difficult to find good sources where it's not like watered down or whatever. Yeah. You know,
this says,
I mean, it's expensive. I've paid $200 for like an ounce of liquid.
Yeah, because they got to get all the THC out of it, right? So it's
it will still have.
It says has trace amounts. It says that.
Yes, and it must. Otherwise, it will not work. But I'm just saying to get like good quality. Like for a while, they were selling it. I don't know if they still are selling it at like gas stations and shit. And it's like, no, you don't want that, you know. And like, you want like I was looking for like 2,500 milligrams, and it was like $200 for a little ounce. And it didn't do shit for me really. But I was just sitting there thinking like, I don't even know how pure this is. You know, CBD is one of the things you have to be careful with because you're probably getting bunk. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing I hate about that because it became such a commodity really quickly, and everybody and anybody started selling it. And it's not like weed where you can take a hit or two and be like, oh yeah, this is good shit. You know, you don't really. I mean, I don't know.
No idea.
Never really,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Some people say weed helps their pain. For me, I'll tell people it does zero for my pain. If anything, it helps my perception.
Yeah, it's your it is. It's your perception of the pain. That's true.
Well, people say CBD helps their pain, but I'm like, well, what kind of pain do you have? Yeah. You know, like, I mean, if you're able to live a life and you just have pain, like, then you're in a different realm than I am. Like, I don't have a life. I cannot have a life. It's a different thing. It's as if I'm in the same situation my stepdad was, except I don't have stage 4 anything, and I'm not dying anytime soon. But the level of quality of life is the same. It's so weed helping me for my pain is kind of a moot point.
It's weird to see a medical facility like this looking website with Black Mamba and like all these things. Black
Mamba? Oh, you mean like Black Mamba OG?
Yeah. The mass state limits are 5 grams.
What? The mass what?
Mass state limits 5 grams of concentrate, 500 milligrams THC in edibles.
Okay, so concentrate. Yeah, dude. Okay, so that tells me that it's like it used to be here. I had a buddy of mine. He got stopped, and he had like I don't know how many grams, a few grams of like hash on him. I had to bail him out for a gram that night because of the fucking hash. Fucking, It's not like that now, but it sounds like they've got it like that where you're at. Where like if you have a certain amount of like hash or something, they're gonna take you to jail.
Yeah.
If it's a 5 gram minimum, that's not very much. I've bought 30 grams at a time.
Yeah, if you had a lot of, it would be. They'd think
so
you're
like if you're buying 10 grams, they'd probably take you to jail or give you a fine.
You get a fine, I think, for 10. I don't think they'd take you to jail, but if they thought you were selling, like, and you had bags everywhere and you had 15
Yeah,
grams,
that's a different ordeal. He had his stuff in a bag, stapled, like you would from like a pharmacy. It wasn't even opened, and they still fucked with them.
So,
But this was like 2009, 10.
if they're
so.
saying 5 grams of concentrate,
Yeah,
5,000.
so hash or hash oil or even what's that other shit everyone loves? Dabs.
So how much is 5 grams now? I don't even know. Like, is that a bag?
5 grams. What do you mean? Like,
it's a quarter
well, 5
of a
grams
bag.
is
That's
fuck. I don't know what that equates to. That would be, you'd have to go down to milligrams. I think that's 5,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
But like that's
enough
concentrated.
I'm trying to
The
think
flour is a different story.
I'm trying to think of how many fucking joints you could roll with that.
No, that's you're talking concentrate like oil.
Yeah, that's
How
like the.
what are their rates on what are their limits on flour?
I don't know. I don't know
Well,
any
you
of this
said
shit.
you said 500 something THC.
Yeah, that would look like their rates of what's in there. Yeah, 5 grams of concentrate, 500 milligrams of THC and edibles.
That would be edibles.
Yeah, and that's all that
Wow,
I see there.
that's bullshit.
Purchase limits per visit: 1/4 ounce flour.
Oh, okay. So a quarter ounce. So what?
And 10.
You can only buy a quarter at a time?
And 10 pre-rolls. It says.
Wow, you can only get a quarter ounce at a time. So you can buy $90 worth of weed.
So that's
pretty fucking lame.
I mean,
say.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to compare it because I can't envision grams and size of weed with.
Well, no, okay, it's different depending on the concentrate. Like
I'm trying.
Okay, so a quarter. You said a quarter ounce. That's 7.5 grams of weed, 5 grams of concentrate.
Like I rolled. I probably rolled 5 or I probably rolled 6 or 7 joints with my buddy's weed that he gave me after I picked apart the shit and the seeds and the.
Oh, dude, if there's seeds, what the fuck?
There really wasn't any seeds.
I haven't seen
I take that
seeds in
back.
so long.
There wasn't seeds really. It was all like just shit branch and stuff and sticks.
Oh, all right. Well, you need to get Leah some $50 a gram sativa.
Yeah.
Serious.
I'd do it. I'm down to do it. You know what
or a hybrid sativa dominant.
Because I don't smoke it a lot, so it's one of those things like once a week I might roll a little joint. So like this shit should last like 4 months. Like $60 should last me like 4 months.
Well, yeah, and if you see some
5 months.
good brands, like if you see a Jack Herrera or a Sour Diesel sativa, grab that shit.
Yeah.
Unless it's at rock bottom
I've never
prices.
been to one of these, dude. Like I'm like
wait,
I
where
want
do
to
you?
go.
So wait, you get weed from like friends?
Yeah, I got that from my buddy all the time. Yeah, I want to go to a place though.
Dude, go to a place. You just
Yeah.
need an idea at this point.
This is shit. My buddy's stuff is shit.
Oh shit, Michael. What'd you say? Current Keen? Or some shit. Anyway, his birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh fuck yeah! Happy birthday, man. We gotta play PUBG again. Yeah, I gotta go too, man. I'm obviously really tired as well, so I gotta get out of here.
Get some sleep, brother.
I went way past what I was supposed to do tonight, but it's not bad. I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. That's not too bad.
And I'm glad we got to do a show.
Yeah, I had fun talking, man. Like we could, this is really fun, so it was good. And but yeah, now you've got me definitely going to buy weed tomorrow.
Dude, totally. Go get you and Leah some sativa. Bang like fucking bunnies.
What's the deal with sativa?
Report back to me.
What's the big deal about sativa? Explain that to me.
Well, it's more of like an upper. So it won't make you as paranoid. It won't take you down to that level where you can't move and you're just like in your own head. All right, sativa is the one you could go to work and still like handle your shit.
Right.
Whereas indica is the one where you're down for like 2 hours.
But maybe that other one's the one. Maybe
hybrid.
Maybe that's what does make her horny. What if the sativa makes her like, what the fuck?
Wait, what? No. It's usually the other way.
Oh.
And most times, whether you're getting it off the streets or you're getting it from dispensaries, 8 times out of 10 you're getting indica or indica hybrid because that's what sells the highest and
Right.
that's what grows the fastest and yields profit faster. So sativa you see less of, but it's the one that gives you a different high. It's more of a head high, not a body high.
Right.
So like I said, you could drive, you could go to work, you're not gonna feel like you're stuck for fucking 2 hours. It's not that couch lock, bud.
Yeah, I'll have to check this out.
And hybrids too. Like look to see if they're sativa dominant or whatever. Even if they're 50-50, that's a good chance.
There's another one that's close. It says adult use and medical. So I assume adult use means like recreational.
Recreation. And don't get anything under like what the price you stated, like 45. I know that for me that I feel like it's expensive, but at the same time, if you're buying shit cheaper than 45 and eighth from a dispensary, it's probably bunk.
Yeah, that
So,
wouldn't sound right. It should be more usually from a dispensary.
well, well, it shouldn't be. I hate that because way back in the day, it was like 400 an ounce, which you're talking like 100 a quarter. 50 and eighth, and that's about what they're selling at now. 65 and eighth, 50 and eighth, 45 and eighth, and I don't know, man. I get it for 35 and eighth, basically. I got but like I get it on on the black market.
Yeah.
The fucking dispensaries are way overpriced. It's bullshit. But
yeah, I would think that. Yeah, and
if you're gonna get it from them, go high price if you're gonna get any, because you're gonna get especially you guys. You don't smoke it as much. It'll go a long way.
Oh my God, this one is opening soon, dude. Right up the street.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is what Leah told me about. Leah told me about this. Like 3 towns over, but the towns to drive through are only 2 minutes.
So when are they opening?
It says soon, and she said she thought it was already open on the app. And
they're
like right
they're a
there.
storefront, right?
I assume. Although you know what though, I'm looking at now. It only says medical on it.
It's not hard, dude. You can get you a medical license for $50.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't a big deal. You go in, you say you have fucking whatever, insomnia, ADD, blah blah blah.
Yep.
You get it.
But you know what? I don't have the insurance to go see a doctor.
No, there's no insurance involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just pay the fucking money.
Who do I got to tell that to, though?
The doctor.
What doctor?
The doctor that fucking gives you the script, that signs his name on the paper, that gives you a year of medical.
But how much is that going to cost to see the doctor?
It's not like a regular doctor's visit. You pay what you pay. Like if it's $100 for the rec, that's what you pay. If it's 65, that's what you pay. You're not paying for the visit plus the rec.
Wait a minute, they have a doctor there. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or a PA, like one of the yeah.
Okay.
There's usually a doctor there, or like the one I went to most recently last year was it was a Skype call, but he's a doctor, so whatever.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so no, you go in there, man, pay what you pay, and at least then you can like, the way I look at it, especially if you get the paper plus a little ID, which costs you maybe $20 more. I like the ID thing because if a cop pulls you over and you just picked up, you can not only show them your rec. They love the ID. They love to be able to just take that ID, scan it, make sure you're cool, and let you go.
Right.
So it's much and a lot, and make sure that wherever you go for a medical,
it's not medical. I went to their website.
If you do get medical, Joe, make sure it says 24/7 verification. That means if it's 2 a.m., your doctor's office can verify you.
Well, this is telling me, oh, this looks awesome. I like this way better, and it's right up the street. This is like telling me that their other location is medical, and this one coming near me is adult. It says adult use only.
So they have 2 places.
They might be open now, like already.
Dude, you got to go check that out.
Yeah, they're open.
All right, well there you go.
What in the fuck? I gotta go there tomorrow. I gotta do
check it out, man. Well, check out their inventory first. Now that you got to look at them.
Well, yeah, their website is way better than the other one. Like I said, the other one looked like a fucking goddamn hospital website. This one looks like a fun website. It looks like we're having a good time. Candy Margie, what the fuck is that?
I don't do edibles though necessarily, because that will make you both paranoid.
Yeah, I've never done that. Actually.
Unless you maybe split them or something. I don't know.
They got Diesel Dough 3D. GMO.
Diesel sounds good. How much is that running for?
Gills Nils. Grapevine. Guru.
What's that Diesel running?
Diesel is $50. This is more expensive than the other site by
50 and 8.
$5.
That sounds like it's a hybrid sativa dominant. Go for that shit.
Yeah, that seems kind of cool. Honey Bananas.
It sounds like an indica.
Mendo Breath. Purple Punch.
That's definitely indica.
THC is 19% on that.
What? Oh, that's all right. That's not that strong. Um,
Yeah, because the other ones are 17 and 18 and 15.
there should
Gills,
even be some 25% on there.
um,
Those are going to be the indicas, though.
Valley Vixen is 20%.
You should be able to separate between sativa, hybrid, and indica. Like,
Yeah, I can actually. I can click on the types. I can go to if I click on hybrid, it comes up, and nothing is above 19 for hybrid.
what's on the sativa end?
Sativa is there's a 22%. 3D is 22% THC.
Ooh, there you go. Get you some of that. See, it'll be
That's
strong, but it'll be like you're still in control of your faculties and everything.
yeah, that looks awesome. This looks awesome. This site looks great.
You guys got to fucking smoke out and do an episode of Till Death Do Us
That's
podcast.
I did just put up the questions for that, so hopefully people answer them, and maybe if I can get Leah in a good mood, she'll fucking smoke with me.
Even if you just smoke it,
Yeah, even
that's
just
fine.
me would be hilarious, but
For real.
yeah, I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. This is amazing. Like this
Go
is
grab
really
you an eighth, man.
I'm
Fucking
fired
try
up.
it out.
I'm fired up, man. Like I get really creative off this stuff too. So like sometimes if I'm downstairs like getting ready to do something, like I'll
Well,
get
that's what I like about the sativa. Now that you mention it, is
yeah.
the creativity will come out of you. Like it's not just gonna make. And even if like the indica does, like you'll be too like to fucking do
Right.
anything about it. But with sativa, you'll be like, yeah, I'm good to go.
Well, that's what
You know,
like
like
with the other stuff. It's like people like play video games and like, dude, let's smoke weed and play Halo. I'm like, no, like that's not fun because I can't play. I'll be like, I'll just lose because I'm like,
well,
I
if you
can't.
smoke sativa, it might be a little different.
I guess I'll try it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Well, yeah, well, it's hard. You know how you can tell? Let's say you get it off the street. The easiest way to tell if you got more sativa is if the buds are lighter and they have like a lot of orange hairs on them or whatever.
All right.
But if they're really dense and very crystally, and there's not the hairs are very short, and they're not as prominent,
Yeah.
that's indica. So the more orange hairs and stuff you got going on, the more sativa you got going on.
They're
So,
cash only and they're pickup.
yeah, that's usually the case. I've only got one place I know of that's credit card.
Why is that?
Uh, paper trails.
But I mean, they're legal though.
They are, but at the same time,
They don't want to have to.
the
deal with
government
bills.
is always looking for a way to fuck them over.
Yeah.
If they can make money off of busting them, they will, and still say, "Oh yeah, it's legal. Don't worry." So they can make money both ways.
Hmm.
They'll make money off of them selling it, and make money off of putting them in trouble. So
It's so weird.
yeah, it's fucked up. But cash is the way to go anyway.
I guess they got to make it federally legal, and then once they do that, it'll be okay.
And that's what we don't want.
You don't want that.
No, because then Philip Morris will be providing our weed,
That's true.
and we do not want that. Because if they make it to the point where, like the guy I get it from now, like he said, I'm just doing what I was doing 30 years ago, because the laws are so fucked up now. It's basically black market at this point.
Yeah.
If you're going into dispensaries and stuff, you're paying overpriced for
Yep.
stuff you could get from a source that actually makes the stuff.
Right.
And get a better price. People are having to go underground again
Yeah. Like
So-
like this is 50
because
bucks.
they want to tax the shit out of everyone.
I could have gotten this for 35, 38 bucks from my friend probably, and this is 50 bucks.
Maybe. I mean, it depends. I don't know what he gets, his quality. But one thing I will say with
Well,
dispensaries
shit
is
quality.
9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, you're getting really clean product, and you don't have to worry about it having any mold in it, or you know what I mean. Like that's the good thing about dispensaries. Usually, it's very high tested for everything.
Well, yeah, because
So-
they don't want to get shut down, so they got.
That's what my buddy doesn't like. Like that's why he loses money when he has to pay for all that testing and shit. But I know
Right.
he's clean. I know how he treats his room.
Well, plus I always thought the government had something to do with those damn poisonous attacks with the with that chemical stuff that was put in it that was killing people.
That's
Like,
you know who does that is a cartel.
yeah.
Cartel is the one who brings in the dirty weed
But I always
that
thought
actually has poison in it.
I always thought it was some bullshit because they wanted to scare people like, "Oh, you better buy it from from the dispensaries, from the weed, because if you buy it on the streets, you don't know what's gonna
Well,
happen.
yeah, no, you're right. Except that's cartel weed, and I don't know. That's the shit that you see that comes in like big square bricks,
Yeah,
and it doesn't. It looks like dirt shit,
yeah.
and the cartel's not dealing in good weed. I mean, I'm not saying they aren't at all. I'm saying that mostly that's where the
Well,
poisonous bullshit comes from, where
I
you can die and get sick from.
well, this was like somebody put this in this stuff. Like they already bought it, had it, and then put whatever
How
that
far
shit.
fucking back are you talking about?
About a year ago,
Oh,
they put what's that shit in there? The shit that's like worse than heroin and shit. Like and
what's worse than heroin?
they
Oh
in
wait, are you talking about the Chinese fentanyl?
fentanyl. Yes.
See, that shit pisses me off. That's what makes it so I can't get quality of life, cocksuckers.
And I feel like
People
the
are fucking
fentanyl.
buying like pills, right? And they don't realize it has Chinese fentanyl in it, and they die. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not asking for Chinese fentanyl. I'm asking for American fentanyl.
But I think they put this
Fucking,
stuff in. They put this guy poisoned people on purpose. He's like
it sounds to me like that might have been something
this
else.
was no. This was an attack by somebody who put it in
No, I
people's
mean, I
weed.
don't know if he was using fentanyl.
No, it was fentanyl.
Okay, a lot of people that's that's cartel. That's more cartel shit. And just like, see, I don't get it because I look at it like, regardless of how deep and dirty you are, if you're killing your customer base, what good is that?
Well, that's exactly my point. Is the only thing I could think of was the government trying to scare people. Like okay, you better start buying from the weed companies because now they're getting paid for that, and people are still buying from their dealers, kind of. So how do we drive people to these? We scare the shit out of
Yeah.
them. Oh, I bought this
Well,
from
if you're buying
Jones.
from random dealers, like on the street, then that's where you get fucked up. I only buy from people I know, and I know how they are, and I know I can trust them. I'm not gonna go to some random somebody offered me, a friend of mine
I'd only
actually
buy
offered
from
me.
someone I knew was growing it in their basement. I'd be like, okay, you're the one making this and shit. Like, okay, like I'll buy from you.
Yeah, like somebody offered me some pain pills recently, and I know the type of people they run with, and I'm like, chances are this is legit, but nope.
Right.
Because you might be getting it. This might be that Chinese fentanyl kind of
Yeah.
situation where I'm going to get something that's not good. And
And they don't even know that
that's the
they don't
thing. When
know.
you get it from like dealers that you don't know, you know who knows what you're going to get. But if
Yep.
you know the source, that's a whole different ballgame. You
Yeah.
know?
That's why I wouldn't mess with almost anything. That's basically why I don't do almost anything because I don't want to end up hurt. I want to be there for my kids. Oh, Joe wanted
Well,
to.
if you go through dispensaries, they're put through so many hoops that you're gonna get clean stuff.
Right. That's what I like
Nine and
about
a
it.
half times out of 10.
That's really what I like about it. Like that's what I'm pumped about is like this is most likely all clean.
And you can tell when you get it from a friend too. Like if there's a smell, there's a look, there's a feel to it. If it's had mites or mold or something ain't right about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well,
but yeah,
fuck it.
definitely when you get to the dispensaries, usually it's very clean, good product. So,
All
dude,
right.
you need to fucking go get some tomorrow.
I am excited.
Get some and then smoke it for monetize this.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happening. I'll monetize this.
I'll call you out if you don't. You fuck.
No, I'm going. I'm really excited about this. I got to see what this place looks like. That's like not far.
No, dude, yeah, you should only need an ID from my
A
experience.
minute ago I was
They basically told me they basically told me you put your rec away. You're good. Just give me your ID.
well,
And then they gave me a VIP card to like get points, and I don't even need my ID now.
oh.
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, a minute ago I was driving 28 minutes. Now I'm driving fucking 6 minutes. So this is pretty awesome.
Oh, okay, so they're a storefront. I was gonna say if they deliver, they can come to you.
Yeah, they don't deliver yet. It looks like, but
That's okay. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
Are they taxed?
probably yeah, probably.
Fuck it. You know what? Like some places, when they give you their price, they're already including tax. So that 50 an eighth or whatever you were, better be 50 an eighth. If it's 50 a gram, go elsewhere. It was 50 an eighth. They might be including the tax already. So,
That could be true. That could be it. That could be true.
and if not, whatever, then you're probably gonna pay like 55. But it'll be good shit. So,
I'm excited. Maybe. I will. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll let you know. And we'll do another one of these high as shit.
Fuck yeah, man.
All right. Frog off.
All right.
Good.
I love you, man.
Love
Get
you,
some
Jesse.
sleep.
I'll talk to you later, man. Just hit me up.
Mwah.
Pass out. Kisses. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening to After Dark, episode 6. We had a good, chilled out conversation here. Love you all. Thanks for supporting the Patreon, guys. Really very much. And we'll have more tomorrow. And I'll have this up in audio form, too, soon as well. So you can download it and shit. So, but for now, it's up on YouTube. See you tomorrow.